I've been teaching a second-year course in mechanical engineering, mechanics of deformable solids, which is a foundation course in strength of materials, free body diagramming, structures, giving students a first chance to actually use calculations to determine sizes of major structural components. The study we chose, out of the 150 plus that are available, was one that the students were familiar with because we used an on-campus case study, and these were the fuel cell cars that were designed for a first-year concepts course that's been very successful for students, but the hardware has been difficult. The second-year mechanical students were aware of some of the difficulties from their friends in mechatronics, and it was an interesting story to be able to ask the mechanical students to go and redesign and perhaps improve a device used in teaching the mechatronics students. So we were using the case study to motivate the analysis, and that was key in the way we implemented it. We broke the task up into 5 separate hands-on challenges or hands-on activities in the engineering clinic. In sequence where, first of all, we had simply free body diagramming and measuring of the loads on the existing fuel cell cars. Secondly, we had the students measure the loading and geometry and distribution of load on a Traxxas four-wheel drive toy car. Then we had them do a torsion test of the motors and the gear drivetrain, a bending test of the chassis themselves, and then finally a prototype simple redesign of the chassis for a function test. And each of these 5 activities were done by a team of students of 5, and they each submitted a report to their colleagues and for marking. So in looking at some of the student responses and the student work that we've seen, of course in a class of 116 in this case, there's quite a spectrum of engagement and interest. The students who engaged in the activity were genuinely enthusiastic about, first of all, exploring real hardware, and secondly, they started to realize that the diagrams on the blackboard and in the textbook actually had relevance to something in their hands. There were a lot of things that we intend to improve next time around. The most significant one is simply getting the students into the clinic activities earlier and also having had more chance to prove the activities and improve the hardware and just simply streamline the experience for them. My experience working with the WCDE staff has been terrific, as I found them to be extremely responsive and willing to do anything to help get the case study structured in a way that it fit my course.